Extra shift. Helen had told herself 1,000 times, never again, no more extra shifts. But here she was, again, doing exactly that. Overtime always sounded better before you actually clocked in. The promise of a little extra money, a good deed for a coworker, and maybe a quiet night. Tonight had started busy but manageable. The I.C.U. was full, but the monitors blinked peacefully, their green and amber lights pulsing like the city skyline at night. By midnight, everything was calm. Helen leaned back in her chair and thought, this might actually be an easy one. She should have known better. At 12:07, the alarm broke the stillness. Room 200, heart rate 150 and climbing. She was inside in seconds. Mrs. Avery, a delicate woman with thin silver hair, was upright in bed, clutching the blanket to her chest, tears streaking her face. "What's going on, dear?" Helen's voice was gentle but firm. "Bad dream." Mrs. Avery's chin trembled. "I dreamed about my husband. He passed away 3 months ago. But it didn't feel like a dream. He was here." Helen sat on the edge of the bed. "Do you want to tell me?" Mrs. Avery's gaze shifted toward the darkened window. He was standing there, younger, strong. He said, "It's almost time." Helen's stomach tightened. She glanced at the glass, only their reflections. She squeezed the woman's hand, calming her until the monitor slowed, numbers drifting back toward normal. By 12:45, the floor was quiet again, but Helen couldn't shake the prickle at the back of her neck. 1:32 a.m. Room 204's bed alarm chimed. Helen found Mr. Green, who hadn't walked in weeks, sitting at the edge of the bed with both feet planted firmly on the floor. "I thought I saw my wife," he said. "She told me to get up and come with her." Helen coaxed him back into bed, avoiding the dark corner where he swore she had been standing. 2:18 a.m. The intercom crackled. Not a page, just a burst of static, followed by a whisper. She couldn't make out the words, but it sounded like two voices, speaking low and fast. 3 a.m. Helen was charting when she heard soft footsteps in the hallway. "Security doing rounds?" she asked Brenda at the station. Brenda shook her head. "They've been downstairs all night." The steps stopped outside room 200. Helen went to check, heart thumping. The hallway was empty. Inside, Mrs. Avery was sleeping peacefully, her face relaxed for the first time all night. 4:12 a.m. Room 200's monitor flatlined for 3 seconds, then came back on its own. No CPR, no alarms, no staff inside, just 3 seconds of silence. By the time the sun broke over the parking lot, Helen was exhausted. She gathered her bag and headed for the door, the relief of freedom settling in. But just as she stepped outside, she glanced up at the I.C.U. windows. In the glass, for the briefest moment, she thought she saw a man's silhouette in room 200. Tall, strong, smiling faintly. She blinked. The window was empty.